Hey there, thanks for coming by the Costa Rica table. I want to share a little bit with you about Homes of Hope and a trip we're taking this coming year and in the following years to come. But before we get there, let's read Psalm 67 verses 1 to 3 together. May God be gracious to us and bless us and make his face to shine upon us, that your way may be known on earth, your saving power among all nations. Let the people praise you, O God. Let all the peoples praise you. This is why mission exists. This is why we get on mission, to see the praise of our God go to the ends of the earth, that people would know him, that they'd love him, that they'd enjoy him, that they'd worship him now and into all of eternity. That's why we're going to Costa Rica and Kenya and India. And we know that that's kind of a daunting thing, right? To go overseas, to be on mission overseas. So we wanted to create just a really kind of an easy first step, kind of dip your toe in kind of trip where you'd see huge impact and God work in your life and through you for his purposes. But it's also an easy first step. So we partnered with Homes of Hope in Costa Rica. And here's what happens. They've worked together with a family. And this family, like a ton of families in Costa Rica in the areas we serve, are just in poverty in a really tough spot. And they've each kind of built their own homes out of plywood and corrugated metal and scraps, really anything they can find. So a family like this will come to Homes of Hope and say they want a home built for them. And then that's where you and I come in. We show up and we're given all the resources and we're paired with a builder to build this family a home. And right before we've gotten there, they've taken down their old kind of makeshift home and they've prepared for us. And Homes of Hope has poured out a concrete slab where within 3 days, we're going to build a whole home and the family's going to build along with us. And it is just an absolute blast. And it changes their life, and it'll change your life if you go on this trip as well. I'll never forget, at the end of the trip last year, this family was circled up with us and the whole team that had just built a home with them together. And we just got to share how God has blessed us so immensely in Christ, and how they've gotten just a little taste of that in this new home that's been given to them. And everybody's crying at this point. And one of the coolest parts is we know that kind of after we leave, that YWAM and the local church is paired with and connected to this family to not just help them grow in health and a new economic situation and great stability and education, all this kind of stuff that's impacted by a new home, but also to help them grow in their faith and their love for Jesus. So it is just a blast of a trip with deep and eternal impact. You just kind of you feel on mission, and you are on mission with the gospel, bringing tangible blessing and also sharing about who Jesus is. So here's what we've done. We have a trip coming up in March. I know that's right around the corner. It's a tentative trip because we know it's so close. That's March 31st to April 5th. That's right before Easter. That's the spring break for Montgomery County. So the hope is that anyone and a whole family and multiple families could go on this trip. That's what we did with our family. It's been a blast. And also that you could invite your neighbors to go along with you, or a coworker, or a friend, and even folks who don't yet know Jesus. They could build along with us, and then we'll share the gospel through the trip. But it's also a trip where you don't need to be a believer to really serve and bless and care for the families we're caring for. And so we're sharing the gospel with the family there. We're blessing them with a home. And then we're also sharing the gospel and relationship with friends and family from here that don't know Christ that go along with us. So that's the 31st, the 5th of March coming up here in 2023. If enough folks sign up for that, we'll take that trip. But then we are for sure going the 22nd to the 27th of 2024 in March. That's March 22nd to the 27th of 2024. So if you're interested in either of these trips or want to know a bit more, please sign up. We'll get in contact with you. Cannot wait to go to Costa Rica to build a home and see God's blessing poured out on us and through us for the sake of the gospel. So let's do it. Let's get on mission together.